So,
Turn to page 110. Let's look at number 1. So we need to talk about adding rests, and you're going to start to notice that the things we learned last week will also apply to this. So we have this, we're in 6/8 time. We have like this, and we have like this. So, one, two. Oh, right. I was right the first time. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so how do we add the rests to this? How do we add the rests? We follow the rule for groups of 3s. So what can we combine in a group of 3? The first 2 or the last 2? The first 2. So we can combine these 2. These are the 2 that we can combine. Now, this is already here. So for this, you literally just have to put, that's a terrible 8th rest. It's going to have an existential crisis. So now we have 8th note, 8th rest, 8th rest. Dotted line. Here, we can combine the 2 8th rests into a single quarter rest. Does this make sense? We can combine the first 2 rests, but not the last 2 rests. We just happen to be in compound time, but the group of 3 grouping rules still applies. Make sense? Now, I would imagine. So let's look at C. Number 1C. So now we're in 12/16 time. So because we're in 12, we know 12 divided by 3 is what? 4. We're going to have 4 basic beats, so we can have a first half, second half combination rule. So, okay, that actually doesn't apply. Doesn't apply to this. But let's do part of it anyway. So, they give us this, and then this. And then they tell you to fill in all this stuff in between. So what you do in a situation like this is you drop your book on the floor, you take it to the side, and then you take your black felt and you go like this. 12/16 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And do you see how, okay, you two over there, peanut gallery, Gordon's teaching right now, okay? Back to me. Gordon loves you. Now, notice how I drew this nice and evenly spaced, yeah? So, what we gotta do to figure out how to do this is not just put like, rest, done. No, not gonna work. You have to do the nitty-gritty stuff. So you gotta start from the small rest and work backwards, and then start from this rest and move forwards. So I'm gonna do this one first. How many 16ths is this? 1. How many 16ths do we need?
2 more.
2 more. Can we combine these 2?
No.
So we do this. Hello. Hello. Now, knock that off. We've got this whole basic beat here. So what does this boil down to make? Dotted 8th note, right? So then you just put dotted 8th rest. Shazam! Same thing. Dotted 8th rest. Shizzle. And now, just like this. Or do we? Why not? Can we combine the first two?
Yes.
Yes, we can. Some people in the back who look so, they're just like, who cares? I get it. I get it. So we can combine these two. And we can do that. Okay? So these rules of grouping for groups of threes and groups of fours are pervasive. They, whether you're dealing with, like, let's say we're doing groups like this, the same rules are going to apply even with beeping in different time signatures. Okay? Now, while I still got you on the horn, oh, I need a good stretch. Let's see, where was I? Yes. Adding rests in compound time. Okay. You will see on page 112, there's a whole page on the dotted whole rest in compound time. So this is a little confusing because we were told, we were told whole bar, whole rest, right? A whole rest always just means the whole bar. We're going to kind of change that a little bit. Sometimes we have one of these. And the reason why is because sometimes you have a time signature that requires it. So this is page 112, number 1B. Okay, 12/4 time. And we've got this, we have this, and then this. We got a bracket here, a bracket here, bracket and bracket. So, what you have to do is now, you have to draw all the basic beats and stuff out, because it will help you to figure out how to do the combinations. So, 12 quarter notes. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then that's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so let's put our thinking caps on. How many of these are there? 4. So we've kind of got like 1, 2, 3, 4. If we wanted to, we could combine these two, and we could combine these two. But we're not going to be able to because there's things in them. So now we have to look at Okay. Let's take a look just at this first. We've got this whole basic beat. Oh, sorry. Did that totally wrong. There's actually 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we can combine these two, or these two, these two, or these two. So here, is the last two basic beats, which is going to be this. We can combine these two because they're the last two of 4 basic beats. So I'm going to combine these two notes right here. 2 dotted half notes combined become 1 dotted whole note. This is the whole point of this diatribe that I'm on, is that here the correct answer, purple, would be a dotted whole rest, because when we combine it, it makes a dotted whole note. We want to rest, so it has to be a dotted whole rest. So this is the only time you will use a dotted whole rest. The rest of the time it's a whole rest, and it means whole bar, whole rest. So this is a special case, and this is something that shows up on your quizzes and on your final exams. Okay? Now, if we were just to quickly do the rest of this, we can do the same thing here. Yellow. Bam! And then here. So this might be the thing that does you in. If it does, I get it. But now we're dealing with 3s again. So within the 4s, we've also got 3s. So 1, 2, 3. Can I combine these two?
No.
No, I can't. So I have to do this, because you can't combine the second half of a group of 3. And then here, it would just be dotted half rest. And then here, we've got 1, 2. Here's the third. And here, they've lined it up in kind of a weird way, but you can just do that. 1, 2, 3. Okay? This is like super cray-cray. But if you can get to the point where you understand why every one of these things is here, then you've learned simple and compound time. Because all of the rules that we use exist in this one question. So I'm going to leave this up, and I want to, after we turn the camera off, I want everybody, before you go, write down this question in your book so that you have it to take home and refer to. And even the things where I'm circling and putting X's through and stuff, I want you to write all this stuff down too, because these are all of the rules in one condensed question. Okay? And there it is. And I believe that's the last page of your homework. Yeah. So 112. Oh no, there's also 113. There's one other page, 113, which is basically, okay, so basically, if you have in any time signature and there's nothing in the bar, you just put a whole rest. Whole bar, whole rest. So don't bother doing page 113, because it's just, you know the answer already. So your homework is up to page 112, okay? Thank you very much, and kill it.